For our new hardest of the week, Pepesito has beaten the top 50 Apricot Tower, a 3-minute long Deathless level, where he personally struggled with both this vertical corridor where he double-clicked to get past each saw that was moving back and forth, and this blue chimney's cluster of dash orbs where he kept clicking the second one too late. After using a slope to clip outside the tower was the ending, a hallway where you had to memorize the block layout. However, Pepesito mostly had issues with jumping off this platform, and doing so too late would cause him to land on this hard-to-spot block and subsequently walk right into some spikes. Aibyou has beaten the 10-second top 5 PLS as a second hardest, while Hish has verified the unnerfed version, where this ceiling spike is taller, this orb click is more precise due to a larger bounce pad, and this final click is less lenient. This version was also added as a coin on the official version of the level. Hish has called this level more difficult than the hardest platformer Delightful Climb. However, her hardest completion currently placed on the platform list is Aibyou, a top 50, so let us know down below if you think unnerfed PLS would be top 1. Rylet has beaten the top 20 auto-scroller Crime and Punishment, where he had fractions of a second to pull off an insane clutch. At 97%, he mistimed these two dash orbs. This would normally lead you to overshooting the very next dash orb, the camera would then outpace you and cause an off-screen death. However, upon recognizing his mistake, he immediately executed a fast turnaround to the right, which is a technique where by briefly letting go of all directions, you can swap directions faster than, in this case, pressing right as soon as possible. This allowed him to save enough time to essentially buffer the next dash orb on the last frame possible, and coming out of that, Rylet avoided choking before the finish line.
I clutched it! Oh my god, I saved it! Crazy, yo! I'm the GOAT, bro!
ZanXL has beaten Exaltation Deathless, the hardest slope boosting level. As a quick refresher, slope boosting is a technique where by running downhill, jumping, and then swapping directions, you can climb up a slope rather than sliding all the way back down. While the difficulty mainly comes from 4 minutes of consistency, Zan had trouble with this valley where he had to avoid sliding too fast into this column of spikes while maintaining enough momentum to click this yellow orb and land on the other side. Later on was another tricky part, where Zan had to fall between these two sideways spikes before curving to a blue orb, where after clicking it, he had to fall between another pair of spikes before landing on the next slope. The second half is especially tough as it has this climb, where he had to ascend this steep slope with these single-use dash orbs without accidentally launching himself into a couple of mini spikes. And this single-use blue orb chain is also tough, as he had to carefully move forward before either falling between a pair of spikes or landing on solid ground. TheArmyAnts has verified Tower of Descent into Exile, or TODIE, a 10-minute Deathless top 20 by Paga. Aside from the usual precision gameplay, it also has these ceiling rails that you can slide across. Later on is a power grid section, where you have to shut down these electric boxes before you can safely stand on them, and a magma zone, where you have to navigate past various lava falls. In addition, this level has numerous places where you can simply walk off or jump from the correct position to perfectly fall through several spikes. However, the hardest parts are both in the second half, which include this 20-block dropdown where the TheArmyAnts had to weave around 6 mini spikes, and this part at the end of the level where you have to press right shortly before landing on this red pad, then immediately execute a fast turnaround. Yes. Check out Merge to Demon, a remake of Suika game, the watermelon game that drove people insane. Two of the same difficulty faces merged to the next highest difficulty. LunarLobster even made an extreme demon. Also make sure to check out Undeadly Weaponry, which has a state-of-the-art arsenal, including orbital laser cannons and this black hole generator. Whoa, whoa, and checkpoint saving!
Thank you for watching. Big shout outs to our channel members. And don't forget to like and subscribe so we can reach 10k before 2027.